The Friday News Show is brought to you by Wade and Blake TV, YouTube's only pure fun channel. Check out the link in the description. Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Friday News Show, the only news show where we cover all the news for the week, gaming, tech, and politics related, and also probably something about Trump. Now let's get into the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Friday News Show. It is Friday, and it is the first Friday in 2018, although the other Friday News Show came out on a Tuesday. We have the other host of the Friday News Show here, Blake.
Hello.
Yes, Blake is here, and Blake knows the way. Yes. Today we have a wonderful plethora of things that we're going to be talking about on the Friday News Show. We are going to be talking about the whole Logan Paul thing again, because how worse that has gotten. Wouldn't you agree, Blake?
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't think you could make it worse in the beginning, but then you did. We are going to be talking about Disney and Star Wars. And we're also going to be talking about The Office reboot and Corner Gas animated. And we're going to be talking about WBTV hands-on with Blake, who will be coming back to WBTV. Thank you. Stay tuned for the Friday News Show, and we'll be back after this quick sponsored message. The Friday News Show is brought to you by Wade and Blake TV, YouTube's only pure fun channel. Check out the link in the description. Okay, welcome back from that sponsored message from WBTV, which is me and Blake's YouTube channel.
Oh my god.
What?
I can just hear you slurping your Nestea.
They can hear it on the Friday News Show too. It will be delicious. It'll make them thirsty, and then they'll go and buy a Nestea. And then we'll be sponsored by Nestea.
Oh my goodness.
That's the best idea ever. Okay, so, yes, if you didn't know, me and Blake have a YouTube channel together called Wade and Blake TV, which has just started its second season on YouTube. And if you're wondering why does this YouTube channel run in seasons, well, then I'm wondering why are you asking that. And yeah, so Blake, what would you have to say about the first episode of Season 2 of WBTV? By the way, Blake was not in because he was busy, but this caused some controversy among our friend group.
Oh.
Yeah, what would you think of how would you explain Season 2 of WBTV?
Like what's gonna happen, you mean?
Yeah, like, how would you explain Season 2 of WBTV versus Season 1 of WBTV?
I don't know.
There you have it, folks. There you have it.
Well, I mean, we're gonna still be talking about like whatever you guys want in the comments. So just make sure to, if you're on our YouTube channel watching WBTV and you want us to talk about something, make sure to just drop a like, drop a comment. But then we're just gonna be doing most like the same stuff and more. Like we're gonna still be playing some board games, still be talking about our regular stuff. And yeah.
And now we have the Friday News Show.
Mhm.
Bring some relevancy into, or some weekly dose of connected content unlike batch filming, which most YouTubers do by the anyway. So we're not the only YouTubers that batch film. So yeah. So Now, without further ado, let's get into our first topic, which is a topic that I think is pretty obvious, which is that Disney is ruining Star Wars. Which they are. Blake, have you seen The Force Awakens?
Is that the newest?
Oh, no, sorry, The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi is the newest. I keep on calling it... I called it The Force Awakens for half of the other Friday News Show episode. I don't know why.
Gosh. Well, I've seen The Force Awakens, yes. I've also seen Rogue One. And then I haven't seen The Last Jedi yet.
You saw Jumanji, though, right?
Yeah, I saw Jumanji instead. I had the choice of seeing Star Wars or Jumanji, and I'm like, screw Star Wars, I want to go see Jumanji.
Yeah, and I honestly think Jumanji was probably a way better movie than Star Wars was.
I mean, it was pretty good. Like, it was really good.
I always liked Jack Black. He's not in, like, a ton of movies.
Yeah.
But whenever he is in a movie, it's always really funny.
Yeah. They had a lot of good actors. That's what I think, like, drove the movie to success. Like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Kevin Hart, which is also a comedian, and then Jack Black, as he said. And then I like the other female. Oh, they also had one of, I forget which Jonas brother, but one of the Jonas brothers. He comes in like halfway through, which was pretty cool, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
The female character was really good as well.
Okay.
Or actress, sorry.
Like, because the trailer looked pretty funny. But that... I mean, sometimes that's led me in other directions, like Daddy's Home, that movie.
Oh, I never actually watched that movie, but I was thinking of, and then you saw it, and you told me how garbage it was. So
it was so bad. All the actual funny parts were all in the trailer, and other than that, the movie just went completely off the rails. Like, I mean,
you think it would be much better than it looked, though, because it had Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg in it. But, I mean, guess not.
Yep. Anyways, back to the topic. Disney is ruining Star Wars. So, for those of you who don't know, Star Wars was started by Lucasfilm, Mr. George Lucas, and he sold Star Wars and most of Lucasfilm to Disney. Sorry, just looking. I'm trying to look up the date. I can't remember when he sold Star Wars. So he sold Disney to Star Wars for, according to this, $4 billion. And apparently it was the deal of the century. In 2012 is when this happened. So ever since he sold it to Disney, Disney has just been off making other movies, making plans for new movies, and just making as many
Was it Disney that made the Clone Wars, the cartoon show?
I'm 95% sure it was Disney that made the Clone Wars cartoon show.
So yeah, first you got your Clone Wars over here. And then what was their next project that they made that was equally horrible?
Well, they made a Clone Wars movie.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw it in the theaters. It was awful. Okay, so George Lucas made the Clone Wars TV show.
Oh, George Lucas made that?
Yeah, it looks like... So, I mean, at least George Lucas semi-ruined Star Wars before he sold it to Disney.
The Clone Wars cartoon show?
Yeah, I didn't ever like the Clone Wars. Like, the fact that Darth Maul fell in a pit and then put droid legs on him and came out of the pit again, that's just weird. Who made the Clone Wars movie? When did this Clone Wars movie come out? Star Wars The Clone Wars, 2008. Yeah, so that would be George Lucas, too. Huh.
Well, I know that's definitely pretty new and, like, made by Disney, and it was, like, before any of the new Star Wars movies. It was called, like, Star Wars Rebels, and it was this, like, cartoon show on Disney XD. And I tried watching it, I think it came out in like 2016, 2015, maybe even
Yeah, I
earlier.
think I remember seeing trailers for that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Wasn't that interesting?
Yeah, and the thing that makes me angry about Disney ruining Star Wars is like, come on, Disney, you're like a billion to trillion dollar company. Do you really need more money from Star Wars? Like, just make another Disney princess movie or make another Frozen movie. Like, you don't need this money.
Yeah, yeah. If they would have gotten on that Frozen like 2, like really quickly, like maybe a year, 2 years after the first one, they would have gotten a lot of money. But they're missing out on money because like the kids that saw the first Frozen are growing up. They're
Yeah, and they like Josh Gad has done 5 projects as Olaf.
huh.
And only one of them is the actual Frozen movie. So he just keeps on doing like Frozen shorts or stuff like that. Like the one that came out this winter, which was like Frozen in ice or something. Frozen is a snowman. Something like that. That's a hilarious interview. If you haven't seen that interview, it's with him and Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert's like, "Oh, well, when you read Frozen books to your children, do you read them as Olaf?" And then he's like, "Well, it's my voice, Jimmy." And then he's like, "What?" And then he's like, "Yeah, it's my voice. Like, I can't differ between the two."
Oh my
And
god.
then he's like, my children are like, "Stop reading as Olaf." And he's like, "Daddy doesn't play a character. Daddy is a character." Yeah. So, like, I mean, this is a very opinionated topic on the fact. Like, The Force Awakens was enjoyable at first. Like, when I watched the movie, I was like, that was enjoyable. Like, I
I
wasn't.
mean, yeah, I liked Rogue One, but just the whole fact that, spoiler alert, I mean, if you're a diehard Star Wars fan, you'd already have seen this coming, but every single main character died by the end.
Yeah,
So
I was like,
it was kind of like, what was the point of making this movie just to have literally everyone die?
yeah, it made the whole movie seem like extremely unnecessary
Yeah,
if they killed everybody. But they had to, because if they didn't kill everybody, then you'd be like, well, where are these people at the beginning of The New Hope?
yeah.
Yeah. And then the Last Jedi was, I would say The Last Jedi was the worst Star Wars movie beside the prequels, because the prequels are just awful. Like, I enjoyed The Force Awakens. J.J. Abrams did a good job, like he always does. But for some reason, Disney had this decision that J.J. Abrams was not allowed to direct all 3 Star Wars movies, which is just kind of dumb.
Uh-huh.
Because then you would have more consistency. So then they're like, oh, well, let's get this other guy in. And then he just went cuckoo.
It's like what they did with Jurassic Park. Like how they got a different director and he ruined it.
Yeah, they do that. They never learn. They just, like, normally the main director will be like, I'm not going to do a third one. I think the second one was good. And then they're like, well, we want to do a third one. They get a new director and they just ruin it.
Yeah.
Well, Jurassic World comes out this year too. That's a
Yeah,
big thing.
yeah. I really like Chris Pratt because of his role in Guardians of the Galaxy as well. So
Yeah. The movies this year are just absolutely amazing.
in 2018,
Yeah. Like
when
Avengers
does Black Panther come out?
I think Black Panther comes out in March. Because I can tell you that Avengers Infinity War comes out on May 2nd, I think.
Ayy.
Which is Black Panther. Let's see if there's a date. February 12th is when it comes out.
Oh, okay. You were wrong.
And then Avengers Infinity War comes out on April 25th in the Netherlands. Why? I don't want to know where it comes out.
Though.
In the Netherlands. I want to know when it comes out in Canada. 'Cause we Canadian, eh? Anyways, though, like those two movies just together are amazing.
Mhm.
I mean, you got Chris Pratt with Ant-Man and Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr.
Uh-huh.
Gonna make a good movie. The Spider-Man movie this year was really good. I really liked that.
Homecoming?
Yeah, Homecoming was
Homecoming
great.
was great.
And then our friend was in the movie, so that was really amazing. Yeah. But he didn't tell us that he was in the movie. I don't know why.
Yeah, he kind of just showed up at that end scene, didn't he? Like,
Yeah,
he was just
I
there.
wonder if he just accidentally wandered on set.
Thought it was an
Didn't
actual
he?
bathroom.
Yeah, he didn't even know that he was in the movie. Oh my. And another thing for 2018, which is our second topic here on the Friday News Show, moving on, is that The Office. This came out of nowhere. On the last week of December, The Office posted that they were going to make NBC posted that they were going to be making a spin-off, or not a spin-off, technically a reboot, of The Office with the characters coming back still at Dunder Mifflin, but it's just supposed to be like now, like what they're doing now, after the show ended fictitiously 5 years ago. The documentary ended, so now they're back in a new light. I'm a big Office fan. Blake, you're not a really big Office fan, right?
Yeah, I could never get into it. You always talk about how good it is, though, but
The first two episodes, like the first season and a bit, are like a teeny bit dry. And I mean, they have those episodes throughout the thing, because it's all pretty much cringe humor, is the whole thing. So you have those episodes that like you don't really want to watch again, because there's just like it's too on the edge. Like the episode where Michael like kisses Oscar, that's just that's a little bit that one's hilarious though. Same with the Diversity Day, that one's so funny.
And then you've showed me the Kevin's cooking or whatever.
Oh yeah, Kevin cooks stuff in the office.
Yeah.
With his spray cheese on chips, and that's a quesadilla apparently.
Yeah, and then he also makes a souffle, right?
Yeah, it's like Vicky pudding with sugar packets on top. And then he's like, oh, and you're not allowed to bring beer into the office, but the rules don't say that you can't brew beer in the office. And then pulls out this like thing of like this Coke bottle full of beer that he brewed. And then he just starts drinking it. It's like, that's probably not good for you.
Oh my goodness. Who would you say your favorite character is?
I like Kevin. Kevin's the best.
I mean,
I like Dwight too.
not have watching the show, I'd probably pick Kevin because he's probably just the funniest. But like the actor does such a good job making you believe that this guy is actually serious with 100% of the stuff he does.
Yeah, he
it's
thinks
10 times more funny.
Yeah, he pretends that like this is the smartest decision that he's ever made. Like there's one season and it starts with he ran over a turtle, so now he's like trying to glue the turtle back together to save its life.
Oh my
And
God.
he's like crushed it 4 times, and then like the 5th time he crushes it, he realizes that the turtle was dead the whole time. So he was like, "Oh."
Oh my God.
It's so bad. It's hilarious. Yeah, so like I mean, I don't know, like if they rebooted the show, I would definitely say that you need Jim and Pam because they're the main characters. And I mean, John Krasinski's not really doing anything. Jenna Fisher already said that she would be back for the show. I mean, ideally, I would take Michael Scott because he makes the entire show. And when he left in season 8 and 9 aren't as good after he left in season 7. But I knew as soon as they announced it, Steve Carell wasn't coming back. And Steve Carell already commented saying that he's not going to come back because he just doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And then definitely Kevin. You need like Kevin and Oscar. You need the entire and Creed, who like killed
Didn't
somebody.
he go to jail though?
Yeah, he went to jail at the end of the last episode.
Nope,
He's
perfect.
just like,
You come in, right? Creed getting out of jail. Or do you think it's going to be like a type of life in jail with Creed type thing?
life in jail with Creed Bratton. Yeah, because Creed all the time, he just says the weirdest things. He comes in and he's like wearing a bloody shirt and it's Halloween. And then he goes, nice costume. And then he goes, oh, I didn't realize you wore costumes here. And then he goes, this is Halloween. What a coincidence. It's like, what? What? Why is your shirt bloody? Yeah, that's an interesting show. And if that show came back, I would definitely watch it.
Well, hopefully they don't pull a Disney and ruin it.
Yeah. Yeah, bringing it back to the last topic. And then also another show, this is just a Canadian thing. I'm a big fan. Corner Gas is coming back for 13 episodes at the moment of a Corner Gas animated series, which is supposed to have the entire cast except for Janet Wright, because she unfortunately passed away, but they have her good friend Kaylee Kozoro, I think is her name, is playing her, and trailers have now started playing. It's supposed to come out in January of 2018, but it still hasn't come. They still haven't released an official date. So, who cares? Just follow Brent Butt's Twitter. You'll find it all out. And also, another thing, Brian Inc. comes back on January 14th, which is next Monday. Have you even finished?
No. I tried watching that show. I maybe got through a solid 6 episodes, and then they just started piling up on my DVR and piling up. And then the whole season was over before I'd even finished the 7th episode in the season out of the 20 or some odd episodes. And then I just did not have the motivation to finish it. And I think my brother and my mom finished the show, but I couldn't, so.
This season looks a teeny bit better. Instead of just Brian building his houses, it's Brian has to like teach Sarah how to build houses for clients.
Okay.
So you kind of add that factor in instead of just, because last season it was just Brian and Sarah building houses, like there was nobody else involved.
Mhm.
So it's pretty much just House of Brian, but they weren't gonna live in the houses; they were gonna sell them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it was also kind of a competition, right? Between, like, Brian and Sarah, whose house would, like, do better or something, right?
Yeah, because Sarah had, like, the house that was full of mold and asbestos, and then Brian had the house that all the plans had already gone through, because he kind of cheated.
Yeah.
Brian's hilarious, though. Like, that's the main reason I watch that show, is just because he's so funny.
Mhm.
Like, I watched this video on HGTV of him and Sarah building gingerbread houses, and it was pretty funny. Anyways, on to the next topic. Brushing over these topics super quickly. Let's talk about this topic, and I know as soon as I say it, some people are probably just going to turn this off. Because some people are probably done hearing it, like, about it right now, and it's getting to the point where I'm almost done hearing about it because it's super ridiculous. And it's just blowing up in his face. Every single thing he tries to do to fix it, he just makes it worse somehow. And this is Logan Paul. So, for those of you who don't know, Logan Paul posted a controversial video on YouTube. We'll just leave it at that. He posted a controversial video on YouTube. YouTube did not take it down. In fact, a YouTube executive specifically reviewed the video and gave it the green light. No age restrictions, nothing. It was on their trending, and YouTube handpicks their top trending, so it was like 10 on their trending.
No. They say the YouTube algorithm randomly finds videos and picks videos and puts them on. But we all know that YouTube is lying and they make their trending.
Yeah, like that's totally false. Like I know from YouTubers, like big YouTubers who talk to YouTube all the time, YouTube executives handpick the top trending videos. That's how Man's Not Hot got up there so fast. Take off your jacket. Man's not hot, never hot.
Yeah, it was on trending #1 for like 3 days, but
Yeah. Because I remember watching Stranger Things and we just kept on checking our phones to see if it was still on #1 on trending. And I mean, honestly, I think this, like, at least one video related to this Logan Paul topic. Like, #3 on trending right now is, #4. Dr. Phil defends Logan Paul, Jake Paul, removed by YouTube. Wait, was Jake Paul removed off of YouTube?
I have no clue what's going on with Jake Paul. He was, like, kicked out of his house. Well, YouTube's like, you're not allowed to film at your house anymore because they were causing too many problems, so they had to move or something. And then stuff like that. Just YouTube started just attacking him. So,
well, I mean, I think they've got the wrong Paul in their own hands. I think they need to go after Logan Paul.
Well, no, Jake's done some horrible stuff too. Like,
yeah, like they've both done.
They're both
dumb stuff.
Good at heart, but they act like children. They act like children. Oh my god.
Like I honestly want to believe that when Logan Paul posted this video that he had the best intentions. But, I mean, I really can't believe that anymore because he just ruined it.
I mean,
like at the beginning, I was like,
at the beginning of the video, he's like, "We're gonna go into the forest, the suicide forest. Oh my god, we got tents. We're gonna camp. We're gonna go camping in there. We got a bodyguard. He knows karate." And then he puts on this weird
karate
alien hat. This weird
and then
hat.
Because all pictures with Logan Paul now have that hat, because that's just that's the only reason they would talk about Logan Paul, is because of this. And it's all about his hat. Anyways, so YouTube worsened the situation. Let's go on YouTube's Twitter and see what they actually put. So, like, I mean, my personal opinion on YouTube is, I mean, why didn't you take down Logan Paul's video?
No, Logan Paul did take his own video down, though. After a day, Logan Paul took his own video down, but then the re-uploads came in. And people started re-uploading them. And then YouTube started trending the re-uploads. And it was an endless, like, circle of non-stop Logan Paul horrible video.
Yeah, and I honestly don't like. It's like, why didn't YouTube? If YouTube reviewed the video to see if they were going to demonetize it, and I mean the way that YouTube demonetizes their videos right now is insane. Why wouldn't they just demonetize and take down his video in the first place? Why did they leave it to him to take it down? Like that's the thing that just makes me angry. And then, like 3 days later, they start taking down a whole bunch of people's videos who are talking about the Logan Paul situation. And saying, like, what is wrong here? Why didn't YouTube take down the video? They take down those videos. Why didn't you take down Logan Paul's video in the first place? YouTube.
And a while ago, there were, like, certain people that would, like, review... I forget what it was. Some sort of shooting, I think. And people were, like, talking about it, and, like, news channels, and just regular people were, like, being like, oh, geez, just talking about it. And their videos were getting demonetized. But you know the videos that weren't getting demonetized? People who have late-night talk shows, and they'd post their late-night talk shows on their YouTube channel. Like, big TV stars weren't getting demonetized when everyone else on YouTube was.
Yeah, and that was Adpocalypse 2.0. And I honestly agree. I'm 95% sure that this is Adpocalypse 3.0. It's ridiculous. So here's what YouTube posted on January 9th on their Twitter. I'm just gonna let Blake blatantly react to this because I've just read the first couple words and I'm a little bit shocked. Many of you have been frustrated with our lack of communication recently, and you are right to be. You deserve to know what's going on.
That's it?
That's it.
What? Oh my god. YouTube needs to get their act together. Oh my gosh.
Wait, there's another one here. This is posted on January 9th too, but before the other one. It's taken us a long time to respond, but we've been listening to everything you've been saying. We know that our actions of one creator can affect the entire community, so we have more to share soon on steps we are taking to ensure a video like this will never be circulated again. We expect more from creators who build their community on YouTube, as we are sure to, as we sure you do too. The channel violated our community guidelines and we acted accordingly, and we are looking for further consequences.
Acted accordingly is not demonetizing it, promoting it by putting it #1 on trending. Acting accordingly to your policy that you break at the snap of your fingers? He said gun in this video, demonetized. There was a gun underneath his bed that you could see the small little corner and butt of, demonetized. This guy killed a guy and laughed about it. Yeah, #1 on trending. Woo.
I don't understand. It's like they literally contradicted themselves. They told you that Logan Paul violated the in their specific quotes, they said wait, where is it? Many of you, they said here, we know that the actions of one creator can affect the entire community, so we have more to share soon and steps we are taking to ensure a video like this is never circulated. And then at the beginning of this one, we expect our creators who build their community on YouTube. This channel violated our community guidelines, and then they said we acting accordingly. Well, if they violated your community guidelines, why didn't you take the video down, YouTube? I mean, I understand, and I totally agree with the thing on YouTube when further steps need to be taken, but, you need to do this faster. You can't just wait. Anyways, guys, I think that's brought us to the end of the Friday News Show for this week. Remember, guys, if you're watching on YouTube right now, that if you go to SoundCloud or iTunes, you can get the Friday News Show a day early. It's normally posted around 8 or 9 o'clock the night before, and then it comes out at 8 o'clock a.m. on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. If you're on iTunes, please subscribe. And if you're on SoundCloud, I don't really know what you do. I pretend to be, I'm a smart tech person, but sometimes I just don't know about stuff. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for Blake for coming on the show. Unfortunately, he disconnected through some weird tech thing, and we weren't able to have him back. But thank you for Blake for coming on the show. Blake will be on next week's show. Thank you guys for listening to this video. Because as always, if you're looking for news, and it's coming up to Friday, and you're driving around wherever you need to go, and this was supposed to be a slogan, and now it's just trailing off, you should listen to the Friday News Show. The Friday News Show is the best way to get the news. Yeah, that's the entire point. Just listen to the Friday News Show. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, you didn't even watch this on YouTube. Thank you guys for listening. Now the Friday News Show is coming up soon. Yeah, play the music.